Hello and welcome to my YouTube. So basically this video I'm going to be talking about how I fucked up the start of my off season after a post-show binge. And it was fucking horrible. It was horrible. You'll have to excuse the colour of my skin. It's patchy. This is not my natural pigment. I've just competed and tan just comes off me very terribly. I just get weird stares for weeks and weeks. I've actually just, in attempts to get the fucking tan off, had a shower in fairy liquid. That was interesting. But I smell very clean, like I've just come out of a dishwasher. Anyway, let's talk about the actual subject. Okay, so the year was 2016 and I was competing as a teen. That rhymed. And basically it was quite a successful season, but the diet started in February and ended in November. And I just dug and dug and dug throughout the whole entirety of that prep. So my first show was in June, and because I came second, I didn't qualify for the final, so I had to do another qualifier in August, and then that qualified me for October's show, which was the finals. And I just dug in between the shows. I believe we peaked for the British, and then we got the invite for LA after winning the British, and yeah, so leading up to the British again, we dug, but this time the physique was fading. It was fading, and it started to look a bit. Yeah, I peaked at the British basically, and by the time I got to LA, just leading up to it, my food focus was crazy high. All I was thinking about was food. I was just looking at food porn. I, at the time, was working at Tesco, and I was picking people shopping, and I was just walking back past the bakery, and I was just getting these cookies, like, just putting it away in the shop, and I just used to look at the just all the food that I was picking. It was torture. It was torture. But yeah, my focus wasn't on the actual competition as much as it should have been, especially in comparison to this year. So when I went over to LA, we competed. It was a great week. I booked for 8 days, whilst the team were there, I believe, for 3, maybe 4. So we went and we did the competition, and straight after, this was the end of a 40+ week diet, right? Now this diet, leading up to it, I was seasoning any food. Everything was plain, plain chicken, plain rice, and veg. Just everything was plain. Everything was plain. And my first bit of flavour was that burger after I went In-N-Out Burger and just had a bite of a burger. And honestly, that sparked something so fucking dangerous, because I did not stop eating for the next 5 days whilst I was in LA. I ate so fucking much. So I would wake up in the morning, and I would start eating. We'd go somewhere for breakfast, but I would have breakfast before I went out for breakfast. And then in between, I would have chocolates. Like, I brought this big party size of M&Ms, and I would just eat chocolates in between meals, and say, like, there's a Dunkin' Donuts there. Went in, brought 12 donuts, ate 12 donuts straight in one go. Then again, we were going out for meals in between. Like, I remember I was in LA with a friend of mine, and we woke up at 5 in the morning, just because I was that eager to eat. And I was like, "Are you coming? Are you coming Wendy's?" And yeah, he said, "What time is it?" And he said to me, I said, "It's 5 o'clock." And he said to me, "Fuck off. I'm going to sleep. So I got an Uber to Wendy's. And that's the thing, I was getting Ubers fucking everywhere. Fucking everywhere. Even like a minute away. It was pissing off the Uber drivers. So no steps were being done. And like, say I went to Wendy's, all you can eat pancakes on the way. Whilst that was happening, I was eating a breakfast on top of that, their big breakfast, and it was absolutely crazy. I've never, as an adult, shat myself. That used to be a statement I could say until LA. Yeah, this is true. I was eating that much, I shat myself. And what happened was, I was in the hotel, I thought it was a fart, I thought it was safe. And I just, I went for it. It wasn't a fart. And the Uber came for the food that we were going to get. So I just ditched the pants, changed them, and left it for the poor cleaning lady. And went out for some more food to eat. Yeah, so I could not stop eating. And as funny as it is, it was terrible. It was terrible. I felt bad about it. 4 days later, after eating, I took some photos. I weighed myself. I was 20 pounds heavier. 20 pounds in 4 days. Okay? And yeah, the photos are here. And as you can see, I just lost everything. I lost everything. Now, the reason why I believe my food, I was unable to control what I was eating and unable to stop myself from eating was digging, being on such low calories and high cardio, so digging quite a lot. Like my calories was like 1600 for a good while. I was doing no carbs at the time. My food focus going up to it, and also the fact that I was just having plain boring foods. Now, the fact that I couldn't stop eating did not stop in LA. It happened after. And yeah, as soon as I got home, like I was finishing work again, I was working at Tesco, I was finishing work, and I would just buy a bunch of the bakery stuff, and I would just sit in the staff room and I would just eat it, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I had to actually, after that, after I could finish, like get myself sort of under control, because I actually couldn't stop eating, and the prep itself, being on 600 calories and doing 2 hours cardio every day, was easier to adhere to than the fact that I had to just stop eating as much shit. Like I just could not. So I had to actually go on a diet again. I had to diet after, just so I can not, because I just put on a lot of fat without muscle, and I was skinny fat because I just came out of a diet, and I looked absolutely fucking terrible, and I had to go on a diet because of it, and it really messed up the start of my off season, and it was actually ages before I could actually make some proper gains, even gaining back muscle tissue, and that was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I actually, again, didn't also have the hindsight of what it was going to be like post show, so I had no idea this was a thing. I just thought, what the fuck was happening to me? When I was in LA, I had people taking photos of me because I was eating that much. I was going out to actual eating competitions and doing them. Like I was going out and winning and breaking records at eating competitions because my appetite was bottomless. It was like the only reason I stopped eating wasn't because I was full. It was because I was either spending way too much money or at a particular restaurant, or I felt guilty and a little bit embarrassed. So, how is this different to this year? I've just come off a season, and the difference is, I'll say the key thing is leading up to it, I was eating very, very nice food. we were reversing. We dropped out the cardio. Calories were pretty fucking good. I believe we got up to 350 grams of carbs, and we were on like 2,700 calories, which is great. It's like 1,000 more than I was when I was dieting as a teen, over 1,000 more, and plenty more carbs. I believe that was a big factor coming off of it, because my focus, I did not think about food afterwards, after the competition. My focus was leading up to it, the actual competition, and competing in it and just winning and just doing my best. So I knew straight away it was going to be a lot easier to come out of in the post show. And I do believe that just reverse dieting, eating decent foods, and making a conscious effort not to focus on food, that helped me post show. I competed this Sunday just gone, and we're on Thursday. I had a day of eating shit, and I've ate shit, don't get me wrong. I have enjoyed myself, and I've had, the pizzas, I've had the chocolate and things like that, but nowhere near as much as I did last time. And I could physically stop myself. I can have breaks in between meals. I can, so it's a lot different from the last time, which is better, which is awesome, because now I can actually start my off season properly. Another great thing is I know a lot more about food now, so the foods that I'm eating now, I can volumize. I can fit them towards satiety as well. So like I'm having, instead of just eating shit and just going out for meals and whatever, meal after meal after meal, and eating constant trail of chocolate like I was last time, I'm having things like oats still. I'm having, nice flavoursome stuff, but also stuff that isn't terrible or isn't too calorie dense. And that, again, that has helped me post show. Also, a lot of people think they need to ditch their discipline after their competition. They're like, right, okay, I've been disciplined for all this time, and I don't need to be disciplined because I've done weeks of it. But if you carry on having a little bit of discipline, I'm not saying be fully strict and structured, but if you carry on having a little bit of discipline afterwards, you will find you handle food a lot better. It's easier now to be disciplined because my food focus isn't as high, and it wasn't created as such, just by digging beforehand. But also there is an element of discipline which I'm applying to make sure that, whilst I'm in between check-ins and clients and that, I'm not going into the fridge and eating a bunch of shit. And also I've got macros set, so that's in place as well. That has definitely helped, because I know sort of roundabout where I should be eating, and the more the days go on, the more I'm getting close to just hitting the macros just naturally. And also they're not set too unrealistically low. They're set at set quite high, so I'm on 550 carbs, 60 grams of fat, and 250 grams of protein. So protein is nice and high to provide satiety, and just the rest of the food is relatively high, which is really good, because what a lot of people do post show is they're like, right, okay, I need to stop eating and I need to make up for, they start punishing themselves, so they start doing cardio and restricting their food, and that only encourages a binge. And this is sort of what I was doing as a teen, and these are just lessons learned. And again, so if you set your food nice and high, I'm getting robbed. No, it's just a letter. If you set your food nice and high, then you're gonna adhere a lot better and find it less tempting to binge. Because what you need to remember after the show, you need to put on body fat. You need to get your hormones right. There's no point in just having low calories. So there's double benefit to that. You'll find it easier to adhere to higher macros and calories, and also you are putting on the body fat that you need, and you're not staying stage lean, because it's being that lean that will make you crave all that food, because your body is like, fucking feed me. So if if you set your macros nice and high, not too high, not ridiculous. I'm not saying like go like 10,000, but not too low either. Set off nice and high, it's a lot easier to adhere. Anyway, that is it from me. I hope you've gained something out of the chat about post show, because I know a lot of competitors are finishing right about now. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. If you've liked the video, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.